Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sunset Salutations. I'm Kristin Devine Jones, and I hope you are finding pleasure today, knowing that for the next 30 minutes, your only job is to notice and be present. I want to start with an opening from 10% Happier by Dan Harris today. I've been fascinated by his journey, recognizing the negative effects in his life of his own self-judgment and anxiety, and his reluctant search for mindfulness. I've really loved the way that he's voiced his skepticism. When you learn meditation, there are so many who skip the step where you're in disbelief that it's going to be helpful. And that was certainly part of my process. And no judgment on yourself or from me to you if that has been part of your process. Like, what is the point of this? I'm supposed to sit on a cushion? I've got a lot to do. Man is going through the journey right now of skeptically wondering if it could help him. He has explored a few dogmatic teachers, and nothing felt quite right to him until he found Dr. Mark Epstein, who is both a certified psychologist and also a expert on mindfulness and meditation. So he is at a bar with him on a Friday night where we pick up. Are you always able to stay in the moment? I asked. I try to remain aware of my surroundings, he said, but he admitted he didn't always succeed. I pushed him on some of the Buddhist metaphysics. Do you believe in reincarnation? I asked. It's nice, he said, shrugging his shoulders. This was not a dogmatic individual. It hit me that what I had on my hands here was a previously undiscovered species, a normal human being. Epstein, it appeared to me, was not a guru in the popular sense of the word, just a regular guy with whom I was having a drink on a Friday night. I asked what a beginner should do to get deeper into this world. I didn't want to be a Buddhist per se. I just wanted to better manage my ego. Normally, I'd have been asking for practical advice and in return getting a blizzard of non-answers. Mark, however, had a very explicit prescription. This is where the Buddhists diverged quite dramatically from self-help. They had an actual practical program. It wasn't expensive gimcrackery. No spendy seminars, no credit cards required. It was totally free. It was a radical internal jujitsu move that was supposed to allow you to face the a-hole in your head directly and peacefully disarm him. Problem was, I found what they were proposing to be repellent. Of course, he's talking here about meditation. Epstein argued that the only way to tame the monkey mind, to truly glimpse impermanence, and defeat our habitual tendency toward clinging was to meditate. And I had absolutely no intention of following their advice. Meditation struck me as the distillation of everything that sucked hardest about the granola lifestyle. I pictured myself seated in an unbearable cross-legged position in a room that smelled like feet, with a group of smug practitioners ringing bells, ogling crystals, intoning Om, and attempting to float off into some sort of cosmic goo. Compounding my resistance was my extremely limited attention span, another of the many reasons I went into TV. I assumed there was no way my particular mind, whirring at best, at worst a whirlwind, could ever stop thinking. The doctor's theory was that in modern life our ancient fight-or-flight mechanism was being triggered too frequently in traffic jams, meeting with our bosses, etc., and that this was contributing to the epidemic of heart disease. Even if the confrontations were themselves minor, our bodies didn't know that. They reacted as if they were in a kill or be killed scenario, releasing toxic stress chemicals into the bloodstream. The doctor had done studies showing that meditation could reverse the effects of stress and lower blood pressure, which the hypochondriac in me found deeply appealing. Tenderized by the scientific evidence, I decided, let's give it a shot, carpe diem and whatnot. I sneaked off to our bedroom to give it a try. The instructions were reassuringly simple. Sit comfortably. You don't have to be cross-legged. Plop yourself in a chair, on a cushion, on the floor, wherever. Just make sure your spine is reasonably straight. Feel the sensations of your breath as it goes in and out. Pick a spot, nostrils, chest, or gut. Focus your attention there and really try to feel the breath. If it helps to direct your attention, you can use a soft mental note, like in and out. This one, according to all the books I'd read, was the biggie. Whenever your attention wanders, just forgive yourself and gently come back to the breath. You don't need to clear the mind of all thinking. That's pretty much impossible. True, when you are focused on the feeling of the breath, the chatter will momentarily cease, but this won't last too long. The whole game is to catch your mind wandering and then come back to the breath over and over again. So let's keep those instructions in mind as we focus on our alignment briefly before fully immersing ourselves in meditation. Cushion here, and we are going to